welcome back to the channel, and this one is going to be absolutely mega. My name's Ardil and today is all about this BMW 7 Series, an absolutely stunning luxury vehicle. However, the sound system, not so. What we're going to be doing is taking it to another level. This system, you'll be very surprised, actually has the same system as a BMW 1 Series. So let's take it and give it the Cambridge Corridor treatment. Let's go. So the install is complete. It's been an absolutely incredible journey on this BMW 7 Series, and it's just a bit surprising really. So this car had the Harman Kardon system, and 7 Series is one of BMW's top spec vehicles. And this actually, for those of you who don't know, even a Rolls-Royce has the same system as a BMW. You get the same speakers as you do in a BMW 1 Series. So doesn't matter what level you are, whether you're buying a 1 Series, whether you're buying a 5 Series, 7 Series, Rolls-Royce, it doesn't really matter. You're getting the same sound system. Speakers are pretty much identical. Even the bespoke audio from Rolls-Royce is very, very similar. And same with this. This 7 Series just wasn't cutting it for our client. He does a lot of miles in the vehicle. Just wanted a hell of a lot of a better system. So this system is actually comprised of going to be a couple of stages basically, because this isn't the final spec of this car. There's going to be more to come. So when we're choosing systems, and we went through how we wanted the final system to be, then we separated that down. Sometimes you can do it all at once depending on timing, sometimes it's budget, depends on what it is. If there's obstacles in the way, normally it's either budget or time with the car that we need, we can then separate that down into different levels. It's exactly what our client has done. So this system is kind of part one, and eventually in the near future or in the future we're going to see part two. So you will see the car featured on channel hopefully soon with the rest of the system, because the rest of the system is going to take this to an absolutely insane level. But today is all about where we are up to as we are right now. So I'm going to be talking through the system. Firstly, OEM look. Factory look completely, which is so nice in this vehicle. The 7 Series, a lovely place to be, and the new interior with the ambient lighting looks absolutely fantastic. So we're using the Audison Prima range. So we've got the Audison Prima tweeter, Audison Prima 4-inch and Audison Prima 8-inch underneath the seat. Then we've got Audison Prima rears. This eventually is designed, so the 7 Series actually has two sets of rears with Harman Kardon. You've got the front, then you've got the under seats, you've got rears, and then you've got rears. What we're actually doing, we've not done the rears just yet, because at the next stage, and this is where, when we know a final end result of a system, I can work it backwards to save money. So what we're going to be doing at the next stage is moving the two-way Prima that we've got, the tweeters and the 4 inches, actually to the rears, keeping the rears as they are. And then, so hopefully you guys are following along. It is a bit confusing, but we're using the fronts are here to put them in the rears, and then later on we're going to be doing an Audison Thesis 3-way front end. So we're going to be adding a Thesis tweeter, Thesis 3-inch mid, and Thesis 6.5-inch mid bass in the bottom of door in a custom door card build. Then we're going to be actually keeping the 8 inches underneath the seat, creating a 4-way front end. That's going to sound absolutely bonkers, but that is for a future video, and spec might change, we might change things over, and there's going to be more amplifiers going into the system as well, but that is for a future video, so we won't talk about that in today's too much. But it is important to discuss, because when we're doing a system, you don't want to be wasting money on product. You buy it once, you buy it correct, and that is then the system for life. So that's the system as we are right now in terms of the speakers. A Prima range in the front, Prima range in the rear, and nothing on those rears. Amplification is very important on this system, especially because the level we want to get to on the end result, what we're actually doing is working our way backwards. So the amplification, there was no point spending money on, for example, an Audison Voce amplifier, because that wasn't the level of gear in that end system. So there is 3 amplifiers in this system currently, and we've got 2 subs in custom enclosures in the boot, which we'll talk about in a second. 2 amplifiers are from the Audison Voce range. So we've got 2 Audison Voce Quattro amplifiers. So they are incredible amplifiers. So they're underneath the floor, which we'll go through again in a bit. The 2 amplifiers are mounted there. They are powering the Audison Prima 2-way in the front, the under seat, as well as the rears. We have got a lot of power going into this system for those Voces. However, we are nowhere near using them because we're only using the Prima range on them. So we are backing them off a hell of a lot. We're hardly touching those, but they are then ready for when our client goes for that next level, and then that will then sound even better because the speakers will then match the amplifiers that we've got. So at the moment, we're a lot of overkill on the amplifiers because the Prima level just simply do not need Audison Voce level. However, it is making the best out of the Audison Prima level because the speakers are getting everything they could possibly dream of wanting from those Voce amplifiers. Then it's moving over to bass, and then this is the complete bass solution. For the final result of the second stage, the subs are now, and the bass side of things is now sorted, because the under seats are in at the front, plus we've got the 2 subs. These are a work of art. Our team and Steve, who's done majority of the work on the car, has absolutely smashed it out of the park. 2 custom enclosures into the side panels of the 7 Series, which is really no easy task, mounting 10-inch Hertz Mille Legend deep subs. They're not shallow ones, they are full deep Hertz Mille Legend subs into custom enclosures on either side. And then the beautiful part, the power of it. Those are powered by one Audison Thesis Uno. That amplifier, for those of you who don't know, is around about £4,000 for the amplifier alone. It is absolutely incredible amount of amplification for those subs. It sounds spot on. It's what we call kind of SQ for sub. It just exactly how it should sound. This is not about moving your hair, it's about controlled bass. It's tight, it's punchy, it's exactly what you want it to be. This system obviously is using the factory system at the moment in terms of the actual head unit, in terms of streaming and whatnot. The actual processor we're using, which is the brain of the system, is something called an Audison Bit Virtuoso. So the Bit Virtuoso, that brain of the system, is really, really intelligent. Plus, that is the final product that we're going to be using as the DSP, because that is the flagship product that we use for DSP. That is the best you can buy, the best product out there for control and DSP if it's set up right. There's many people out there that go, there's better products out there. That's because they don't know how to use the product, and that is a user error, not a product issue. That processor is absolutely bonkers phenomenal. So that is the processor. So that is set up ready for the next stage. The under seats are set up ready for the next stage. We're not wasting any money on product in terms of speakers because they will all move around, reshift around, and we'll have a new set put in the front. We're not wasting money on product, we're not wasting money on amplifiers, and we're not wasting money at all on the entire lot, which is really important. So It is a big spec, so I had to go through it with you guys, but that is enough of that. We need to now listen to it so you guys can hear what this system sounds like and compare it to the Harman Kardon system if you've listened to one before. We have done other videos comparing Harman Kardon to our Audison systems, and you guys can get a real feel of kind of the quality of gear that Harman Kardon are offering, or BMW are offering from stock, and what you can have. Don't get me wrong, guys, Harman Kardon is a step up from the base system. It is better, and it's not actually an expensive option, and there's a reason for it. You pay for what you get. It's not a bad option, it's just there's a lot better out there, just like we're doing in today's video, and you've seen many times on a lot of the BMW systems that we've done, and a lot of systems that already had Harman Kardon that clients aren't happy with. It then comes to us and we do our treatment. So we've got the custom enclosure for the Audison DRC. This controls sub-level, also controls different presets as well that you've got on the actual products range here. But let's play a couple of tracks and you guys can hear how this system sounds, because it is just phenomenal. The depth is just like, I'll probably have to turn that down a little bit. It's a bit too much bass for me, but
you could say anything, but it could mean everything, cause you said it to the right person.
The staging is so good.
But isn't it sickening? You can say you're in love with them, but it won't mean anything at all. But that's not your fault. Life's funny like that. You lose one thing, get another one back. You thought you knew, but it wasn't no fact. No, them your whole life, but it was all a net. There's no meaning, but like in the best of ways, I tried for you, baby, to take the higher road, to be someone you're proud of, but I've been lost lately. I don't know what is right or wrong. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You got this energy that always surrounds you. It's everything I'll ever need. The day I belong, my shoulders almost gone. Ooh, I always like me better.
and just overall, like the depth of sound, like it's hard to explain this one, because many systems you can get in it and you can explain it straight away, but this is a bit different, because like it's a bit of a mismatch in terms of how much power there is in this system. Obviously with those Voce amplifiers, powering Prima speakers at this stage, it's just, you can feel that those Prima speakers have got everything they could possibly want, and probably the best sounding Prima set of speakers that I've used, because you wouldn't normally power Prima from a Voce amplifier necessarily, like you would for maybe rear fill, and that creates a nice effect, but like for a front soundstage, probably not. But this is part of a longer project, so it's fine to do so, because it saves our client money in the long run, because we're going to reuse these products. But probably, yeah, the best sounding Prima set I've probably ever heard in a car. And it's nice, obviously being a 7 Series, everything's a bit further away from you as well, so you've got that presence inside the car as well. It's not everything kind of too tight to you. I always find bigger cars always do sound quite a bit nicer, just because you've got space around you, you've got space between each product. Obviously this system has been fully time aligned as well. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and so proud that you guys have actually been able to share the entire journey with us and our team, carrying out the immense work on our client's BMW 7 Series. An absolutely phenomenal car that this client dailies as a daily driver. What a car to do it in, and now with a sound system to match the luxury of the vehicle. So thank you once again for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.